Yo! What's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Wilson, and this is the 1218 Show. Let's get to it. So, it's Super Bowl weekend. Hope everybody's going to have a lot of fun. Hope you got some plans to watch the big game. It's going to be exciting, I think. I think Kansas City is going to win the Super Bowl. I don't talk to a lot of people that agree with me, so I don't know. I don't really have enough. I don't watch ESPN that much, so I don't know a lot of the details and the intricacies of all these guys that pay attention to all these like crazy stats and stuff. I just think KC's chip on their shoulder and tired of being the underdog in every game. I don't know why they can't get any respect, but every time they're an underdog, they seem to win. So it's a pretty basic pretty basic reason, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I wanted to talk real quick about a couple of statistics that I just find interesting. And we're going to talk about football pools. Now, on the East Coast, I didn't really see these when I was in Illinois when I grew up. But on the East Coast, they do these box pools that line up with the scores, and you can win money. It's completely random. But they're a lot of fun. You know, everybody chips in a little bit, and then you know if the scores match up with the boxes, you win money. You win part of the pot, whatever. I don't have. Instead of going into all that right now, I actually made a tutorial on it on my YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this and you want to check it out, so you know what I'm talking about, or if you don't know how they work, or if you want to make one for yourself or your colleagues or coworkers and friends, please, watch the tutorial. It's easy to do. There are several different kinds. I just made the tutorial on a basic one so that you could go from there. But if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, then go on there and you can watch the tutorial. If not, you can click on it from my website, which, as you know, is the www.the1218show.com. The1218show.com. Okay, so anyway, the tutorial's on there. Go check it out. So these box pools. So everybody, when they draw the numbers. So let's assume from here going forward, you know what I'm talking about when I mention box pool. Because I always like looking at these things, because when they draw the numbers, people are always, they want a 0 and a 7, and they want to, there's certain numbers that higher probability. But I think it's interesting because I took all the Super Bowls from the 2000 season to now. So every Super Bowl from 2001 to now, that's 23 Super Bowls that they've played, and I took all the scores, and then I took the final score of all the games and figured out what digit, because in these box pools, the digits are what matters. What digits came up the most in the final score. I didn't do quarters, half times, all that kind of stuff. We're just talking about the final score. But a lot of people get kind of freaked out when they see what their numbers are, especially if they draw like a 4 or an 8. People don't like those as much as 7s, 3s, and stuff like that. But the 1 is the one that is, if you draw a 1, if your box number lines up with a 1, in the last 23 games, like Super Bowls, last 23 Super Bowls, that's 46 final scores, right? Each team gets a number. So of the 46 final scores, a 1 has come in 10 of the times. So it's between 20 and 25% that a 1 comes in as part of the final score. 10 times in the last 23 years. That are 23 Super Bowls. I think that's pretty crazy. A lot of people aren't happy when they draw a 1, but a 1 is a pretty good number to have for a final score. The second most common numbers, there were tied 7 times in the last 23 Super Bowls. A 7 has come in, or a 4 has come in the final score. The third most, or fourth most, I guess, would be a 6. A 3 has come in 6 times. A 3 has come in 6 times as part of the final score. And one of those was the 2019 Super Bowl, where the final score was 13-3. So that's two threes were in the same game. So that's come in 6 times. 0 and 8, those 2 digits have both come in 5 times in the last 23 years. And then a 9's come in 3 times, a 5 has come in 2 times, and a 2 has come in 1 time. The last time a 6 came in was actually in the 2000 Super Bowl for the 1999 season, when St. Louis played Tennessee, and St. Louis won 23-16. So the 6 statistically speaking, over the last 23 years, a 6 is the least likely number. That could also mean that it's the 6's turn. Maybe this year the score will be 46-36. Who knows? Because the 6 has got to seem to catch up. But anyway, I just think it's interesting to look at these things because people think that their numbers suck and whatever. Like if you draw 2-2, well, 2-2 actually hit a halftime. It's been 6-7 years ago now, but there was a game where a 2-2 hit on the halftime, and the halftime in most of these pools pays pretty decently. So any score combination can happen depending on how the game plays out. Now, if it's a basic kind of boring game with no fluke plays or no missed points or field goals or anything like that, then the numbers can be they're going to be pretty straightforward: 0s, 7s, 3s, 4s, those kinds of things. If it gets to a higher scoring game, then 5s and 2s come into play: 35 and 42, things like that. But it's really, I mean, it's completely random, and there's no. But I think people are also often. Every time we do a drawing or whatever, people are like, my numbers suck. I got a 1 and a 5, and I'm like, wait a minute, a 1's come in 10 times in the last 23 years. That's the highest number. And the second one, 7 and 4, both of those have come in 7 times. I mean, a 1 is way up there as far as statistically coming in. So this is just a fun little bit of info. And I wanted to. There's one more thing I wanted to mention about this, but I don't know what it was. That's it for this week. It's a short one. I'm working on some other things that I want to talk about in future podcasts. So hopefully I will talk to you again soon, and you will hear me again soon. And I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl. Have a safe one. Don't gamble too much. And go Kansas City. Actually, I'm not rooting for Kansas City. I don't really care who wins. I just think Kansas City is gonna win. Because I like Brock Purdy, and I like McCarthy, or not McCarthy. Oh shit! Of course, now I'm on the whatever the hell his name is, the McSomething. McCaffrey, Jesus. McCaffrey. I like McCaffrey, but I also like Mahomes and Kelsey and all these guys. So I'm just a fan of players. So I just want to see a fun game, and I hope the refs don't screw it up. I hope there's no stupid plays, stupid calls. I mean, there is one more thing though. Talking about this, I think it's interesting. Let's save this for another thing. I'm gonna, in a future episode, real soon, we're going to talk about these stupid statistical decisions when they're on the field and they're like, we need to go for 2, even though you should probably go for 1. And the reason they're going for 2 is because mathematically, statistically, they say you should go for 2. But I'm tired of this. I don't think the coaches should. This is where I think that the head office and the non-athletes are making decisions and forcing the coach to do them when they don't. Because as a player, and for any athlete out there that's ever played anything at any level, I mean from little league all the way up through college or even pros. Momentum is a thing, and it's not something you can put in the statistics. So if your team, I would say 90% of the time, if you're going to go for 2, before the snap even happens if it's going to go in or not. There's just a thing about momentum. There's just a thing about feeling it, and these statistics you can't base on feelings, and it's kind of annoying. Now that's not the same for baseball. It can be, but not as much as it matters in football. I think in baseball, like Moneyball was a great thing because it's such a, you're not really playing one game, you're playing a season. So yeah, in a game you got to make decisions based in the momentum of the game, but for a season the statistics kind of matter. I don't know. It's just it's a good topic, and I think we could talk about it some more. Anyway, I hope everything was well with you. Be good, enjoy the football game, And let's hope nobody gets hurt. All right, man. Much love. Take care. Peace.